This is Pawn Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, applause to Bob Crawford. Bob Crawford in a recent interview states that he's done in asking for the fight that the world of boxing wants to see. Himself versus Errol Spence. And ladies and gentlemen, if you follow the channel for quite some time, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. I've been saying that this fight is never going to happen. Never gonna happen. And we never gonna get it. 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 Yep. We ain't never gonna get it. Now, there was people out there be like, come on, man. You hating. Why you don't want to see this matchup? Why you hating? Look, ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to tell y'all that there's just certain fights that we all wanted to see in each, right, in their respective era that just don't come through fruition. We wanted to see Triple G and Andre Ward. Did it come? No. We wanted to see Paul Williams and Floyd Mayweather. We wanted to see Mike Tyson, David Tua. That Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe. Morales, Marquez. It's just certain fights that just doesn't come through fruition, y'all. It just doesn't come through fruition. It happens in the sport of boxing. It just happens. And there's more fights out there. If we really look at it, there's more fights out there that just didn't happen, right? So, this is one of those fights. Bob Crawford and Errol Spence is that fight in this era that's just not going to happen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to say that we have so much great fights coming up in the sport of boxing. We have Chocolatito Estrada 2. We got McCaskill, Cecilia Breakers, the rematch. Well, we have Oscar Valdez, Miguel Burchett, this upcoming Saturday. There's so much things in the sport of boxing. We got Canelo Alvarez going to be fighting Yearjum, but also he has stated that he's going to be fighting again in May, and he's going to be fighting Billy Joe Saunders. Look at that, a unification bout. We got Charlo. We got Brian Castaño that just beat Patrick Chisera, and now we have the potential to see in the 154 undisputed. We have the potential to see an undisputed in the heavyweight division with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things that's going on in boxing for me and you to dwell on this Bob Crawford and Errol Spence like we dwelled almost 6 years for Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. And look how it turned out. It was a snooze fest, ladies and gentlemen, snooze fest. Not only Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, not only Floyd Mayweather, but also Manny Pacquiao went into the back and robbed us with that type of performance. That was supposed to be a fight of the century. We waited on it, we prayed on it, we begged for it, and when we got it, it was boo! I am not going to sit around waiting on the fight and potentially what may happen, huh? Hey, there's a coronavirus going on. There's a pandemic. Can you imagine if we wait for a fight and then 2 days into right before we're about to see the fight, a fight like Joe Smith Jr. happens, then they canceled it because somebody in the camp or some fighter, God forbid, unfortunately catches the coronavirus. I'm not gonna beg for a fight. There's so much going on in the sport of boxing, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much going on. Sorry, I ain't gonna dwell on it. This is not like 2015 in where we don't know where boxing was headed. The heavyweight division was in a coma. We just had the emerge of Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury just left or something like that. He beat Klitschko. A little bit after that, he left. We don't know where boxing was at. You know, we didn't know what was going to happen in the welterweight division. We was talking about Kell Brook, Keith One-Time Thurman. We didn't know that about Errol Spence, not yet in the professional level. We didn't know where boxing was headed, but right now we know. So we're not going to be dwelling and crying over a matchup, but we got so many potential matchups from the littleweight division. We just had we just had Ioka and Tanaka the 31st. Come on, we had Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko. Now he in a pound for pound. We have so much matchups that just happened, that is about to happen for us to dwell on the fight. When Bob Crawford is going to Errol Spence fight, and what he's like, I don't know what he's doing here. You don't know what he's doing here? Bob Crawford, Bob Arum don't want to make this fight happen. We never hear from Al Heyman because, of course, Errol Spence and every PBC fighter's always mentioning Al Heyman. I think that's just a formal way of avoiding the talk because, we ain't never see Al Heyman, and Al Heyman ain't never going to talk to us. Guess what? Why all these fighters always think you got to talk to Al Heyman? We don't know who Al Heyman is. We don't know if he was a damn ghost. He's Casper the Friendly Ghost. Huh? We thought we was bosses around here. They both came together once, and we thought this fight was going to happen. There were so many windows of opportunity for this fight to happen. It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So don't bitch and don't moan, don't cry, don't worry about it. There's a lot of good things in the sport of boxing, ladies and gentlemen. If it's not going to happen, Bravo. Everybody move on. As a matter of fact, I think it's more impressive if Errol Spence moved up to 154 and actually challenge Jamal Charlo. Yeah, strive for greatness. And I don't want to hear, oh my God, they're friends. No. Oh my God, they're brothers. No, Jamal Charlo is the twin brother of Jamal Charlo. I understand that they can't fight. This is the business of boxing. Greatness gotta come first. Accomplishment gotta come first. They just met each other probably six years ago. I don't want to hear this. Oh my God, Errol Spence and Jamal Charlo can't fight. That will be a great fight for both of these guys in their legacy. It's pound for pound caliber. That will be more interesting to me anyway. We got Sean Porter that's in negotiations right now with Bud Crawford. That's gonna be a good fight. We still got Keith Thurman alerting in the welterweight division in the top. We still got guys as the super WBA titleist. We still got Manny Pacquiao. We don't know what he's gonna do, right? But at the end of the day, there's so much matchups, even in the welterweight division, in which, in my opinion, ain't nobody head above or shoulders anybody. So a fight with Errol Spence and probably Keith Thurman is still good to me. A fight with guys and Thurman is still good to me. A Sean Porter and Bud is still good to me. A Bud and Spence is good, but it's not gonna happen. Ladies and gentlemen, Bud, move on, because we as the boxing world wants to move on. Matter of fact, I have moved on. I'm just letting my contemporaries of hardcore boxing fans understand that we all gotta move on. Let's move on. Errol Spence got a lot of fight. And at the end of the day, if Bud Crawford retires right now, he's 3-division world champion, undisputed 140. He does not need Errol Spence. Errol Spence does not need Bud Crawford. I know a lot of people have been promoting this fight. It's just a fight in each era that there's that mega fight that just does not come through fruition. There's a lot of good things going on in the sport of boxing. Stay tuned for this Saturday. Miguel Burchett, Oscar Valdez. We moving on to March. It's going to be good luck at the welterweight division. Don't worry. The present guys don't want to do nothing right now. The prime fighter don't want to do nothing. But guess what? Hey, we had Virgil Ortiz, one of the phenom in the welterweight division, versus Maurice Hooker. That's a good matchup. We also have Boots Ennis, which I recall today's Roy Jones Jr. Oh yes, I know I seen it prematurely, but I'm saying like this. I see something special in Boots Ennis. Yes, I see a future 4th-division world champion. I see he is going to be the Roy Jones Jr. of this era. Yes, and he's the welterweight division. They're going to be fighting Sergey Lipinets. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much going on in the sport of boxing for me to sit down and cry and bitch and moan and dwell on the Bud and Spence when both of them don't even want to talk about each other. So let's move on. Thank you, Bud Crawford. Thank you for sending that message for everybody else. He's saying to move on. Errol Spence doesn't know why Bud Crawford was watching him during the Danny Swift Garcia fight. Let's all move on. Let's be on cue. Let's listen to what Errol Spence is saying. Let's listen to what Bud Crawford is saying. A lot of what people want to bitch and moan about the 60-40. You don't know what's in the 60-40. You don't know what's in the 60-40. You don't know what's in the 70-30. What it is? 60-40, 70-30, 70-30. Come on, let's forget about it, y'all. Y'all not in the nobody, me nor you, is in the negotiation table. Me nor you know exactly how much these fighters make. Let's move on and stop talking about negotiations, and let's stop talking about like we're sitting in the boardroom, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know what the hell is going on when it comes to the finance of the sport of boxing. Let's keep it real and let's keep it honest. These fighters are laughing at us every time we talk about finance, and this is why I don't talk about the finance, because in boxing, the business of boxing, like a secret society, we don't know shit. So for all you video content creators, whatever, boxing content creators, stop talking about this 60-40, 40-60, 70-30, 85-45, 55-65, 0. 90, I don't give a damn. Stop talking about numbers because you don't know jack-ish. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. I love y'all. Have a happy Valentine's Day. About to listen to some Outkast.